Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumble through! Fumbling through, fumbling through. Fumbling through, fumbling through. Fumbling through!
All right, Luke, go on. It's your intro. Make it up now.
I have 2 spiders.
That's actually very good. Look, I'm just going to say that I'm getting into character. I am angry. There is nothing but despair in my life. However, I have decided to fumble through a podcast that sparks the dim light of joy on a foggy plain. Life seems to be finding equilibrium once more. We are sitting back in the Fumble Factory, and I'm once again looking at your faces. Oh, it's back again.
I'm really disappointed that I Pavlov dogs that fumble through just then. You just said it and I went straight
Did
in
you
after
really?
without even thinking about it now.
Yeah.
It's like, fumble through. What the?
How
All
good?
right, Luke, do your intro.
How good would it be? Will be in a couple of years when we're like super popular and we're like at a live gig
What do you mean, a couple of years?
and
We're
we
super
go
popular,
fumble
yeah.
through and the
Fumble
crowd just
through!
goes fumble through.
Yeah, that'll be.
That would be
Just
pretty cool.
A whisper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Or you just go like, fumble, and everyone, bro.
It'd be a great way, like finding
ready to
out
fumble?
true fans by just like walking around, going fumble through, and seeing who yells back.
Just in life.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm in a hospital. I'm at a funeral.
Let's get ready to fumble.
So, yeah, look, we are back here in the Fumble Factory again. One of these episodes that we are doing while we get our life shit sorted and shit in life, and that's what's made me angry. I'm just life sucks. I want to roll some dice.
I think there's something in
dice
this-
rolling in my life.
The beers are
My
really useful. I like them.
Me
Beer,
too.
beer, alcohol, yes.
Yeah, I like the beers.
Alcohol is super useful, but there's a point. There's a point where it stops being useful and it starts being harmful to my ability to play first-person shooters, and then I just rage.
I think it helps me get through an evening with you.
Oh, it's so true. Yeah. So,
Ouch.
So, Luke, you got a question for us?
Yeah, how many spiders have you got? What colour's your spider?
My kids didn't believe that if you put ice cream and soda in a glass, it was called a spider.
What?
See, that is the most heinous thing to drink.
Oh,
I've
no.
ever
Can I-
experienced.
can
Sorry.
I just want to stop this before Luke starts fucking railing on Spider-Man. I know this is where this is all
Do you know,
going
I
to go.
did not even think. Thank you very
It's
much.
going to be like fucking Spider-Man shit, Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Spider-Man.
That's a perfect, real
Segue.
uncanny.
Oh, sorry. Oi, Gov, Spider-Man. Shine your
There we go.
shoes.
There's the impersonation I was looking for.
Step in time.
It's the master step in time.
The British banks.
Oh, so this morning, driving to work.
Yep.
Often when I'm driving into work, I'll listen to music, and I have a very, very not tight repertoire or
so
area
glad you said
of
repertoire.
music
Yep.
that I like, and it's 80s music.
Yep,
The,
love it.
the-
Love
the-
it.
the nostalgic, and I've
Yep.
got the kids into it now. And
Yeah.
strangely
I'm in.
enough, my eldest daughter knows the lyrics to most of the 80s songs better than I do.
Uh-huh.
So something comes on, first few bars, and she's off. She knows exactly what
funky
she's doing.
Because it
Cold
was
Medina.
lyrical and musical and and
yeah.
Good.
And I find like no matter what kind of mood I'm in, if I listen to that kind of music from that era, it puts me into a really good space. So
Are you
what I'm going
saying
to ask you,
kids don't know the WAP song? Like get a bucket and a mop?
Don't sully my part with that.
There's no rap interludes that, yeah.
Okay, moving on. Thank you, Justin.
Yeah.
Did he just run out of batteries?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, oh, yeah.
What is that bit when people are singing and someone's
Yeah,
just in
oh.
the background going,
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a
So
soundboard.
every morning I do a thing called Hurdle, right? And I have a group of people
Oh,
that
yeah.
I do Hurdle with, that I
Yep.
work with, and we do framed, we do Hurdle. Okay, we used to do movie doll, but it's no good. They didn't like it.
hurdles
so
where you listen to a
it's
thing, you got to guess the thing.
so you get like 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 seconds of a song, and you've got to do it. I the other day just went, look, if a song is going to start with a beat and someone goes, yeah, I'm not going to get it. I'm just not going to get it. It's not. There is not much that is going to happen. There, you. I was like, no, it's not me. Anyway, I just wasted some answers.
Yeah.
So this is the music.
Thanks for saying it.
So it got me thinking, like, because there's a lot of things that are nostalgic to me. They put me into a really good space.
Yeah.
No matter what kind of mood I am in. So like something like, I don't know, like Cadbury's double decker chocolate bar. So that's my favorite chocolate bar of all
Like
time.
my kids.
What I grew up with.
Is that a top deck here in Australia?
No,
What's
no,
a
no,
double decker?
Double decker. The only way you can get it is if you go into one of the supermarkets with their English section. And
What is it?
Imported. So it's basically like a chocolate, rice bubbles in chocolate on the base, and then there's a layer of like really thick nougat on the top, and then the whole thing's coated in chocolate. It is the best.
Like almost like a Boost bar?
Nothing like a Boost.
Okay.
Summer roll with rice bubbles in the bottom.
Whatever that is. I don't know what a summer
No,
roll
Okay.
is.
no coconut
coconut.
around the outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want me to get you some? Rachel's parents are in the UK at the moment.
Yes.
That'd be great.
I'd never
Yes.
said no to chocolate
Yeah.
Yeah.
Double deckers.
or
king.
food.
So my question, I guess, from that really was, with all that sort of thing, is what is your go-to nostalgic thing to
Ooh.
make you feel better?
Oh.
So when you're feeling like shit and you're like, I just need that pick me up, what is it? A game from like back in whenever that you used to play, or nostalgic thing, not something that you're currently
Yeah,
into, but that thing
like
that
my
you know you're,
masturbatorium.
you know that you're tried and tested thing that if you're feeling shit, or if you're feeling like you're a bit stressed, or if you're feeling you just need to embrace that kind of childhood memory almost.
Are you talking
where
like
you go to.
a pick me up, like to get me pumped, pick up?
It could be to get you anything. Just
Yeah,
that thing
yeah.
that puts you in that great space, even if it's unintentional. Like a song comes on, you're like, oh, I love this song, and it just changes your entire, like, does a 180 for your outlook kind of thing. Do you know what I mean?
Entirely have a song. that
I'm
I
expecting lists. It doesn't have to be just a song.
No,
though. It can be
I can
food
tell you
based,
that
anything.
for me, music is life. Football is life. Music is life for me. Like I love music. Music is something that connects me to things and emotions. And if I am down, like if I'm really angry, I'll listen to heavy metal. I'll listen to something that something that's angry. If I'm
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, yeah. But I mean, I like a bit of rap music every now and then, but rap music for me is probably at the back end of things. I prefer jazz over a bit of rap music, but Video Killed the Radio Star
Nice.
by the
Love it.
Buggles
Nice.
is one of my all-time favorite songs, and that song will hype my mood at any point of any world. There is a moment where there's a little interlude in the bridge where it goes dun 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 dun. There's that drum beat.
Yeah.
I hear that drum beat, my life changes. Everything can just be amazing at that point.
Should we be playing this before every recording session
Maybe,
now?
yeah.
Because-
I heard you on the wireless back in 52.
Just have a little soundbite on this.
Yeah.
When he starts to get a little stressed, go.
because every time we come to record, Justin is like, I'm so fucking mad at life. I don't want to do anything. Why am I even here recording? And then we start recording and he's fine and happy and loves it. So maybe we just need to start as Justin comes in. That's like his.
I
walks
did
through
say
the door and
tonight,
starts playing.
if I had laser beams that came out of my eyes, some people would have
Sharks
been
with
fucking
freaking laser
dead. Yeah, that's right. It is a good thing I'm not Superman because I'm more Homelander than Superman at this point in my life.
My laugh.
No. Anyone else got nostalgic?
Yeah, I
things?
got
A list.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a list actually, but yeah, go on.
So there's a couple of bits of food that make me feel like a comfort.
Just a couple, Brett.
Well, I eat lots of them. My mother makes a thing called pepper water, which is this kind of curry water thing that you sit on rice and you have it with dal, and you can just have it like that, rice, pepper water, and I just love it. It's hot and tangy and
Watery, just like it is when it comes out too.
Can we maybe get some samples from your mum of her food? Because I do love her food.
I am picking it up tomorrow.
Yeah, awesome. Big fan of your mum's food.
Yeah. So there's that. There's also, I remember when we were kids and we would do movie nights and we just want to get something to eat while watching a movie. We get some corn chips, we chuck some shitty cheese on top of it, put some chili over the top of the cheese and chuck it in the microwave. But you microwave the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
So the cheese
Molten
goes
lava.
super hard on those corn chips. So you're snapping the corn chips off the cheese, that always puts me in a happy place when I'm watching a movie. And I'm like, all right, now I'm in a mood to watch a movie. I can get myself into that kind of space. I keep going back to, I used to do housework and listen to Queen's Night at the Opera while vacuuming, and I loved singing along. That was the same time I was watching Highlander. Like, you know, Highlander was coming out, all that Queen music was in my life. That was a lovely part of time in my life, and I love thinking about that. But then I also think about when The Commitments came out and really loving that soundtrack. I think about Blues Brothers and loving that soundtrack. So different times I'll play different soundtracks and kind of get my head back into that
There is
nostalgia.
nothing like music to bring you back to a moment, is there?
Yeah,
Like
100%, right?
Yeah.
Can I say, though, I'm surprised you're not, if you're vacuuming the Queen, I'm surprised you're not vacuuming to I Want to Break Free.
All right. So there's that, and then there's the music and the food. I also, back when I used to do gymnastics, there's this smell in a gym where you've got the chalk, where you've got the that kind of
The judo mat.
yeah, you've got that sweaty kind of smell in the room, and that I think always brings back this wonderful nostalgic physicalness that I used to have that I don't have anymore, and I wish I still
With
had.
your coach.
Intimacy, I think, is.
Show me on the bear.
I'll show you on the pommel horse.
It gives another name to the Roman rings.
If I step into a gym and there's chalk and that kind of smell, like it takes me
gym.
back to that, you know, when I was 6 and started gym. And I really loved going to do gym when I was young, and that's a really happy memory for me.
Interesting, because I have a very different memory of that smell, because fuck, I was bored. I would have to sit there for fucking hours while you did shit. Oh, God, I was
Forward rolls,
angry
it's
at that.
3 hours.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Now it's sausage rolls for 3 hours.
Yep.
Oh, Greg's. Yeah.
Oh,
So
Greg.
that'll do.
Cool.
So yeah, music again. I can literally hear a song that's on my playlist and know when I first had that song and what I was feeling, all that kind of stuff. But mine,
Angst, anxiety,
most of the time, yeah.
anger.
There's a couple of songs I can listen to and hear who I was feeling at that time.
Mine is that when you pick up a stick. Come on, guys.
No, I mean, you set that one up. That was not even fair. That was.
I didn't have the same reaction that these two children had.
Do you know how am I going to word
when
this?
you pick up a stick, let's go.
How am I going to word
this?
this without making it worse?
You pick up a stick. I get you're in nature. You're going for a walk.
That moment
What size is the stick?
when you pick up a stick and you instantly transport to that, you start swinging around like it's a sword,
Oh, yeah.
and you instantly transport to the point where you're a kid,
Yep.
and you know,
And you're sword fighting with someone.
yeah,
Oh,
just
Jesus, Lee.
So when he said swinging around, the first thing that went in my mind was helicopter, but go for it anyway.
Helicopter.
I'm done.
I'd love to get that nostalgic. I don't know that I've ever left that though. I just buy weapons now and swing them around.
Can I say something? It just occurred to me that probably the biggest thing I do. Yeah, music is one of those things. There is something more, and I've made an entire social media account out of it. It's fucking toys.
Toys.
It is toys. I got a 40th anniversary He-Man figure the other day. I couldn't have been happier. I got a package that arrived from Amazon today, and I thought that it was going to be the John Wick action figure that I've had on order for a very, very long time. It turned out to be some LED light strips for my children. I was so disappointed. I was like, why put this little thing in a box that's for an action figure? And stuff. But oh my God, action figures are like the other day I pulled out, remember Mask? The Mask action
I
figures?
love them.
Yeah, they're Brett's and I have them still because
you?
I look after my toys. And I
even his-
saved those from who's the kid, Rodney or whatever his name is from Toy Story that blows up all his toys and sends them rocketing? That's Brett.
You know why I bought those toys?
Because David
Told me to.
Because
I had
David
birthday
made it.
money and I was like, I don't want to spend this money on. David went, buy those masks. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
Good investment.
Matt Tracker and his mask, and Rhino, and
Bruce Sato.
yeah. Bruce Sato and Hornet, I believe, was his. So I pull those figures out, and they're not even great figures anymore, but they take me to a place of, number one, I love the feel and the aesthetic of the Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
That is a generational thing that I don't think people get. Were you generational Saturday morning? Like you had Cheese
Yeah.
TV, I guess?
Yeah, Cheese TV on the weekdays and then Saturday Disney and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and that's something that's gone. Like I noticed that my kids,
100%.
they have everything at their disposal all the time. They don't have to wait for episodes for a week. They don't have to do some of those things that I think taught us some lessons. Like I had to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to make sure that I did not miss the cartoons that I needed to watch because I knew they were done by 9:30, 10 before some kind of sporting thing
I
would
remember
come on.
me and my parents were out somewhere. I can't remember where it was now exactly, but we were out in the car somewhere, and I was getting super stressed because the very first airing of Thundercats was on, and I was like, we need to get back to watch this cartoon.
Yeah.
We made it in the end, but there was a moment where it didn't look like we were going to, and I was super
Yeah,
stressed.
there's a song called Outdoor Life, and the Lemonheads did a cover of it, but it's by another band that I can't it'll come to me in a minute. But there's a line in that song that says, "What if something's on TV and it's never shown again?" And that is
was
the FOMO.
that was a real reality,
it's
wasn't
the
it?
FOMO of it. Like I failed a uni subject because the X-Men cartoon was on and it finished at 8:30, and my uni class started at 8:30. I'm like, how could I possibly record this?
Well, that was like things with the
now
cinema
it's on
releases
Disney.
as well. Like the cinema releases were 18 months before it came out on
Oh yeah,
VHS.
yeah.
You had to wait ages if you didn't
Fuck,
see it in the
we're
cinema,
old.
but now it's like fucking seems like 6 weeks and it's on Disney Plus straight away.
2 weeks
Yeah.
because you can pay for it through.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's crazy fast.
Yeah.
Shocking.
Thanks for answering, Linz.
Yeah. Do you have anything else though? Like,
I mean, there's always I try and not go too far in. I find if I spend too much time reliving nostalgia, it ruins it.
yeah, okay.
Like,
You play games that you used to play?
yeah, I'm still playing Baldur's Gate, which I've played many
Yeah,
many
okay.
times.
It's an
before.
old game.
Yeah, but they've
That has aged so well. That
Well, they've
game
done
is
the-
still very good.
Yeah, they've done the enhanced edition as well, and it changes just enough that you find new stuff and it doesn't ruin it. But like, yeah, I find if you like go too far back in old games, especially and other stuff, you look at the graphics that you used to find amazing, and they're,
So
yeah.
you know,
this very thing happened to me when I got the Switch in this last year for the kids, and we downloaded the
kids.
yeah, absolutely, the Super Nintendo emulator package for that. And one of the games, I had a Super Nintendo when they first came out, and one of the games I had was Super Tennis.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I remember thinking,
remember
like,
that
this
game.
game is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
shit. It is
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's, and I loaded it up, and it came on. I was like, what
What a
the
piece of-
fuck is this? It
Yeah.
was awful.
Yeah.
But still, it sucked me in. And I was playing it, and I was
Really?
and I was still
And loving it?
still fucking it up like I used to as well with the double fault on the serve and all that kind
Yeah.
of thing. But yeah, I ended up spending about 2 hours playing that.
Yeah.
And the kids moaning that they wanted to go on Mario Kart, but you know, whatever.
We
Yeah.
bought this, we will play it.
Yeah, but I actually found a lot of joy. You're right. I mean, if you visited things too much, I guess, yeah, I can see the element of the joy could potentially wear off. But I mean, I'll guarantee if I hear "Take on Me" by Aha, no
Oh,
matter
yeah.
what I'm doing, that's it. I'm all good. I'm in a great space.
Yeah, great song.
Or if I happen anything that's to do with Big Trouble in Little China,
Yeah.
the movie.
Yeah.
Any quotes, any snippets or anything like that, fantastic.
That's another, but movies are another thing that will just take you back. Like
100%.
you put Goonies on, bam.
Goonies, Karate
Yeah.
Kid,
But
the
the-
Transformers
But
the
it
movie,
takes you
like
back
the
to
animated
that
one, it was
moment.
actually good.
Yeah, it takes you to
But-
that moment in your life.
Yeah.
And,
We're in the stage of we're doing remakes or we're doing extra-ons or we're like continue-ons
Yeah.
or prequels.
Yeah.
And I have sat around the tables long enough to hear you. Like a lot of the movies, like even Star Wars, the original trilogy, weren't actually my generation.
No, they won't.
I watched them afterwards.
I'm not even sure it's my generation.
gonna
First
say, I
Star
think
Wars
the
was
first
made
one
the
was mine
first
either,
time
yeah.
I was the year I was born.
So
77. Yeah.
I don't have as much. I still love them, but I don't have that in-depth nostalgia thing of them. But I sit around the table and hear you guys talking about things being ruining your childhood by them doing this, this change of this. And I've got that coming up with Willow. There's a Willow TV series.
I'm
yeah,
actually
that's
quite
gonna be
excited by
good.
that because
Yeah.
I like Willow. Willow's a good
Pants
movie.
about it.
Hasn't aged great, but it's a good movie.
I love Willow.
I mean,
Willow's my jam.
I'm a real big fan of the 80s comedy movies. There's not enough boobs in comedy movies anymore. Like, Beach Babes from Mars. That's what a great movie.
Beverly Hills Cop. Every time I hear that flipping
Yeah.
that music, I'm in.
Foley
Yep.
is what it's called.
Is it called Foley?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Axel Foley.
Ahmed Foley.
Yeah.
Ahmed Foley.
Yeah. The other part for me is the way you go about to watch a movie as well. Like, there was a thing that I used to do where especially during my late teens, I never sat on the couch. I always sat on the floor with my back against the couch.
Now, pants off first.
And no, that's the
masturbatorium.
masturbatorium. Or on a rainy day, I'd grab my pillow and my doona and I'd put it on the floor and I'd lie down, and kind of sit on the floor and watch. And to this day, if I really want to have that engagement and I want to pay attention and not be distracted by the phone, because being distracted by modern technology is a real issue. I sit on the floor and I go back into that mode of I'm here watching Pulp Fiction for the first time or whatever it is for the first time.
Classic childhood movies.
Yeah. For kids though, there are talking to my own kids who are older. One of my kids was talking about the nostalgia of Red Dead Redemption. And I'm like, there's a video game. I'm like, that's bullshit. How come you get such cool shit? Like, I wish the fucking internet was around when I was a kid. You assholes.
Categorically
was
disagree
chucky.
with that, actually. I think that has been the bane of a lot of young people's existence.
What they do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and the mind that's like just pulls you in and like the
YouTube, I think, is a
I remember
problem.
going out, and you guys were talking about this before, like going out on your bike or whatever, going into the woods and playing war, do whatever, just tag whatever, just being physical and having those experiences. Whereas now,
And
so
being
many
with
scenes-
people doing it.
Yeah, they're so isolated now. It
Yeah.
seems.
It's remember the moment though, like you go, what the big difference for kids that I find now is once upon a time I'd go, okay, I'm going to Luke's house. Go to Luke's house, knock on the door. Hi, Mrs. Norman, is Luke home? Yeah, Luke's just finishing doing this. You can come in and wait for him if you like. Number one, you had to talk to a parent. They would ask you how your day is, how's your parents, how's that? Would you like something to drink? All that kind of stuff. You'd hold a conversation with a parent. You would engage with a different way of life that wasn't smelled of curry and all that kind of stuff. But you would find that
And you have to wait for
there are different
15, 20 minutes.
differences that go on, and then then you go out and you would play. Now it's just like text, I'm here outside, boom, clack. And then like the kids go. And I'm really thankful that I think my kids aren't super connected. They're connected with video games, but they're not connected to their phones. They're not on social media as much as I think they are. They're probably on it heaps more, but their friends at least will come in and have conversations with
That's
us
nice,
and stuff. And I really respect that because they don't just stand outside. Every now and then they do. Like this morning I walked outside and one of my older son's friends had come to walk to school with him and he was standing outside. So I'm like, well, look, go inside. You're all right, and I get on quite well with him. He lives around the corner and stuff, and he's probably the best kid of having a conversation with adults. But that is what you miss. Kids get anxiety going into weird scenarios now, I think, because they've never been put in that scenario of going to a house and going, I'm going to this sleepover, I'm going to this place, and wow, the culture that's here is different to the culture that I'm used to. And I have to put myself in an uncomfortable zone or understand that, when at Lindsay's house, we're going to, look
Pictures
at
of his mum everywhere.
yeah, we're going to look at his mum and have thoughts.
There goes the story I was going to tell next.
About your mum.
No.
All right.
I was going to say, I remember the last time I went to someone's house and knocked on the door. We used to ride to school together.
Yeah.
And as I was walking past the front window, their mum was just walking past naked.
Yeah, it happens to me all the
And
time.
that's where it started.
Yeah.
And she just looked at me and screamed.
Yeah.
And I
Their
just
mum.
get back on my bike and ran away.
And it was bad enough that he was
never
up a
went there
ladder in the
again.
second story floor, but yeah.
He'd been there for 2 hours.
With a pair of binoculars.
I'm just not going to engage.
Mums, hey Lindsay, mums. I'm gonna hark back to your Red Dead Redemption. Were you saying we don't have that kind of nostalgia?
No, I'm not saying that, but the complexities of like ours is a lot more like we think of things. I think when you go back to Red Dead Redemption, it's going to hold up a lot better. You're not going to go, oh, that's pixelated, or
Yeah, you say that there, but I
Oh.
mean, like, you go back to an
Might.
old green screen Game Boy for Tetris, and that still will take me into a really good space.
You're right. You are right.
I also go when I was growing up, we'd go over a friend's place and do a movie night, and that was a all night watch movies.
Yeah.
Like you never went to sleep; you just kept putting movie after movie on, and that was Chucky, and that was Pet Sematary, and that was all those horror movies.
Nightmare on
that
Elm
you-
Street,
yeah,
Hellraiser.
and they were real kind of shifting the paradigm movies. I don't know that we've got them anymore. I think everything's been told. I don't know that there's something.
I don't know if
anything
everything's
new
been
out
told,
there.
but I think that people are being lazy and just trying to
No,
rehash
they're
old stories.
out there. Come on, the Marvel movies are those kind of movies. The Fast and there are franchises now that we never had that we call franchises. Like Nightmare on Elm Street was a franchise of
Aliens,
a movie. 1, 2.
Terminator.
Yeah, and just this morning we were talking about the Terrifier 2. The Conjuring, the Annabelle, the House on Haunted
They do horror.
Hills.
They do horror.
That new one coming out
They do
called
horror.
Megan. Have you seen the trailer for that?
Negan, the bad guy
Negan.
from Walking Dead.
It-
Walking
no,
Dead.
it's-
Megan. It's it's about the royal princess that killed the queen.
Oh, okay.
I just might as well
What? The
just-
Queen's dead? They should put that on the news.
How about you guys call me in a couple of weeks when
What's
you're ready
Megan?
to do Miles McCarthy?
Yeah, the poor guy, like he's so flustered. He's
In
in,
the show-
in small child world, and we are just shitting on him every chance we get.
In the when we're in character, I always get my time. When we're out of character, it's like trying to find that.
What's Megan?
It's basically kind of like
No, I'm
Annabelle. See you all next week.
That was like watching a car crash
That was
happen.
cold, bro. That was so cold.
I saw that a mile away, and you just went, "Yes, okay."
No, what is Megan? I'm serious now.
No, he's done.
Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Are we done? Yeah.
Is it horror? Because I didn't do horror. I can't do horror.
Oh.
I've never been able to do horror.
Really?
Yep.
You should get into it. It's great.
It's horror. It's basically it's an AI created toy, and this little girl, her parents got killed in a car crash, and her auntie has to look after her, and she's the one that's made this doll, and it's meant to protect children both emotionally and physically, and obviously it goes a bit haywire. But the funniest thing is this
Sounds
doll,
like Chucky.
Sounds like Big Hero 6.
this doll to try and
Falala.
fit in with the kids does TikTok dances.
Oh wow!
So there is like this scene in the trailer where it's like TikTok dancing its way to kill someone.
Oh gosh.
Oh, gee.
So yeah, it does look. It's like Chucky, but it's on a totally different AI level, and yeah.
Modernized.
I think we've run out of time. On that note, I would like you to tell me, just for an end, what is the scariest movie you have ever seen? What is the
Jaws.
movie that you want to recreate?
Jaws.
Gonna need a big boat.
Because I have a real thing about sharks. There was a moment where Event Horizon probably would have
Ooh,
sat
that's a
there
good
for
movie.
me, but
Great movie.
Jaws just speaks to me on like some
Yeah.
sort of very primal.
It's always chasing that when I watch a horror movie. All right, what's yours, Lindsay?
Grudge.
The Grudge?
Original.
That's good.
The original.
Original Grudge.
Yeah, the Asian one.
Mm.
Yeah. Brett,
I don't know. I don't have one.
you don't have a movie that just scared the shit out of you.
Your wedding video?
Mm. Well done. I got an equal tie First one's the Amityville Horror, and the second one is the Blair Witch Project.
Oh, Blair Witch is good.
Blair
Both
Witch
of those.
That was weird. Blair Witch was one that was like when
Yeah.
you watched it, you were like, "Oh, well, what's whatever," and then like about a day
Yeah.
later, when your brain's
No.
chewed it
Oh,
through,
no.
you're like, "What the shit?"
I was in it watching it. I was right in
Really?
that when
I was
watching
in a
it.
house alone, and our old house used to back on the woods.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I was scared. But that is that when I watch a horror movie and I find myself cuddling a pillow, or like I get back to that moment, I'm like, it is primal. I want that feeling when I watch those movies. Anyway. All right, I will get that feeling, guys.
I hate you all.